let's talk about what Waka Flocka said.
The block.
Right.
I want our name on the block.
Right.
That's going back to the hood.
Okay.
But what stopped me and what actually made me stop hanging in the hood was Dick Gregory.
Okay.
I watched this clip. Dick Gregory was like, nigga, why you buy this Rolls Royce? To ride through the hood to show you the richest motherfucker? That I can't buy one? And da-da-da-da. And it's crazy because that's why I bought it.
Right.
I was young, like, nigga,
Right.
we getting money on the south side. I'm finna pull a phantom out here, da-da-da. But I was ignorant. And at the same time, I could have bought this condo downtown Atlanta that I ride by every day today.
Right.
And it's fucking 5 times the value.
Right.
The egg on my face, right? So when I seen Dick Gregory do that, I actually got out that car. The things I wanted to be and grow up to be, I got there.
Right.
At 23 years old.
Okay.
I was sitting so high on top of my mountain, I just kept smelling something.
Right.
It just smelled like manure. I was standing on top of shit mountain. I didn't have nothing. I didn't have no business. I didn't have no financial literacy. I didn't have an insurance policy. I didn't know what trust accounts was, shell companies. I didn't know how to go buy tangible businesses. I didn't know nothing. So I'm like, yo, how am I this famous guy and I'm the big homie and y'all respected me, but I can't even tell you how to go open up a bank account. It felt so good learning that. Like, usually if I want to run money up, I have to go in the streets now. I got good credit, some holding companies. I go give me a loan.
Right.
I go get a loan right now for $10 million, $20 million, $100 million. It's just perspectives.
Right.
And a good business plan.
Shout out to Waka Flocka, bro. Let me get off that, man. Shout out to Waka Flocka for that message that he got. Man, what Waka Flocka has said is what I believe in the most, and this is why my message is boring, it's whack, it's not as sexy as hearing all the other stuff y'all want to hear. Like the mindset that Waka Flocka has right now is what I kind of grew up learning, right? My dad always told me, he said, and he was a van man, right? When I say van man, that means every car that he got was a van, right? He could have bought any car, right? He got some money, he got some credit, he bought a van, he kept it simple, but he invested his money. So I grew up with that attitude. I see so many dudes when I used to go to my cousin's house, and when I go down to Detroit now or whatever, they got the cars, they got the old school on rims, they got the Chargers. They out here stunting. And stunting comes with a price, and it usually comes in your bank account at the end of the month when you can barely pay for it. You have no assets, you have no business having those things. So what he's basically telling you is stop purchasing the liabilities, right? Stop trying to look sweet and cool for everybody else and start investing your money. This is my main reason for making this channel. I made over almost 1,000 real estate videos talking about how to buy real estate with little to no money while also talking about finances. When I changed up my mindset to start investing in real estate and investing into stocks and learning about different things that the wealthy people use, it trumps trying to buy a sweet car all day long. I'm more fascinated with the man who develops the business and buys the things that most people are going broke for. I'm more fascinated with that. See, life is about strategies. Life is about tips, tricks, and all those things, because I don't understand why in our community, but this message is for everyone. But in our community, we are so obsessed with flash. We're so obsessed with, wanting to have everything on us, right? We want people to see those things on them. We want them to see us riding a Mercedes, but our investments don't make sense. We don't even know what our net worth is. I calculate my net worth every month just for my own personal, use. We know the net worth of Kevin Hart and Kobe Bryant and everybody else, but when somebody asks you, what are you worth? You're like, well, I don't know. And you got negative equity, right? I am all about investments. And I share them here on my channel. And one of the things I want to share with you guys, not just talking about the strategies, I think that most people should start off with getting their own stock portfolio. Just start there. Learning how to invest in the stocks is very easy. That same mindset, that same strategy works in so many aspects of business and real estate and everything else. Learning how to take money and put it into something as your money grows. So, right now, if you have a 401k, I encourage you to increase your contribution. Do an auto increase on your contribution every single year. Also, have your own IRA, your own brokerage account separate from your job, right? And then, like he said, he didn't even know about life insurance. Here he is buying a Rolls Royce because it looks sweet and because our rappers have told us how sweet a Rolls Royce is, and he didn't even know what life insurance was. When you start making money, you have to understand money. You cannot be this guy who starts making money and you just start buying everything that you ever wanted, but then you don't have those necessities, the insurance, the investments, and everything else. This is why people go broke, because they have no plan with the money. When you make money, money has to have a plan. Money is called currency for a reason, because it must be moving, but you have to move it in the right direction. You can give someone $10,000, and if they don't know what to do with that 10,000, if they do not know what to do with that $10,000, I guarantee I will go to the casino right now and put 1,000 on black that the $10,000 will be gone, and that person won't know what they did with that 10,000. But if I take 10,000 and I say I know that I'm putting it into, maybe I put it into a down payment for a house, or I'm putting some in the stock market, or I'm putting some over here, or I'm investing it into marketing in my business, and blah blah blah, they'll find a way to get that money to come back to them. That's the number one thing. When I tell people, when people start telling me they want more money and this and that, you don't need more money. You need to manage your situation with what you have now, because more money does not solve your issue. I've made this analogy before on this channel. It's like giving a meth head more meth. They're just going to smoke up more meth. Like, that's just the way it's going to go. They're not going to say, well, I got all this meth, I'm just going to cool down. No, they're just going to indulge in more until you have a plan for that money, right? So WAKA FLAKA is telling you, leave down that hood mentality of thinking that you need to stunt and buy all this stuff, and you need to start buying investments. He's talking about how he should have bought a property that's worth way more than he drives by every single day. But instead, he bought a Rolls Royce. Let me tell you something about cars that most people already know. Cars is nothing but a liability. You crash that car, yeah, you better hope you got insurance, because if you don't have insurance, then the car's worth nothing.
Sensational.
You get insurance, you might get paid out. The car is gone. The car loses value when you drive it off the lot. The car loses value while it's sitting in your garage. When people start having multiple cars, it's a fun man's job. It should be a fun man's job. I got enough money, I can buy these cars. I can afford it to depreciate because I got so many other assets. I don't understand why people go out and go broke and try to buy their favorite cars or whatever, but at the end of the day, you just got a normal job. You have no investments coming in. You have nothing coming in. How can you do that to yourself? That's financial suicide. You got to have enough money coming in, and then you got to be able to sustain that money. Don't start going out and buying, a bunch of liabilities because you just made $100,000 your first year. He's trying to tell you right here, you got to understand how money works. And if you want to understand how money works, I've dropped these books before: Think and Grow Rich, Richest Man in Babylon, and Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Sensational.
Take some time out, get the audio book, watch it online, really sit down and listen to those strategies, because those are the basics of how money works. I love investing. I love talking about investing. And I've been investing in what I've been doing for because I'm only 34, but I've been investing my money for over 10 years, and I'm starting to see how that money just grows, right? And then when you make your first 10,000 or 100,000, now your next 100,000 is not as hard as that first 100, because now you got interest moving. It's a beautiful thing. It's way better seeing that grow than you trying to pay a car note every single month that you're getting basically railroaded with. I enjoy investments. I think that more people should focus on how money works compared to just trying to get more money. Making more money doesn't necessarily solve your problem. That is an unpopular opinion, and I'm going to tell you that right now. Making more money does not solve your problem. You got to understand how the money works, where to put your money in, how to, like, again, when I get my paycheck, what works for me is I invest 15, almost 17% of my paycheck goes into assets. It just goes away from me. I make sure I buy some stocks. I make sure I put in my 401k, IRA, and employee stock purchase program, blah, 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 blah. And I make sure it's working for me every month. I love where my net worth is right now. I love it. I love where my asset column is right now. Maybe one day I will share that with you guys on where my asset column is and where my net worth is, my estimated net worth. But I can tell you that real estate can make you a millionaire quickly. I'm not quite there. All right, I'll tell you that right now. I'm not a millionaire yet. I'm not a millionaire yet on paper. But an easy way to become a millionaire is through real estate. And the reason why through real estate is because of the appreciation. Real estate appreciates very fast. It's one of the most fast appreciating assets. So imagine owning 4 properties, right? And you got, $200,000 in each property. Well, that's $800,000 right there. You $800,000 worth, your $800,000, of equity minus any liabilities. But that's how you can become a millionaire quick. And I know some millionaires in real estate right now. And let me tell you something about these millionaires that I know that pretty much own real estate. $1 million portfolios, like all that. And some of them have regular jobs. Some of them still work a regular job and have a multi-million-dollar rental portfolio, real estate portfolio. And they're very cool, they calm, and they understand that their money got to keep working. They didn't stop when they got to $1 million net worth. They just kept working. So there's no end to it. It's just I get better at it. So some people may say, I can't wait to make $1 million. Well, what if I told you being worth $1 million is not that much? You a couple properties away from being worth $1 million. That's my spiel on this. And I just thought it was a very interesting take what WAKA FLAKA said, because he comes from the hood. He did the stuff that the rappers told him to do. And then he had an awakening moment because somebody like Gregory, who I'm trying to be, came and gave you a message and say, what are you doing with your money? Stop doing that and invest it. All right.